All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Sincerely George, and I am here with your XRP Community update for Monday, September 9th. If I can remember the dates, that would be fantastic. So for anybody who is wondering what this is about, we cover a lot of different topics that are happening in our community. All opinions are my own, not financial advice, and definitely, hopefully, entertaining. So let's get started. So I just saw this in my inbox this morning. Crypto Chico has really been getting the run in our community. And so because AJ, Anthony Jackson, has helped to spread a little bit more of the information, I think that the video that he's sharing here is pretty non-biased. I haven't had a chance to watch the entire thing, but I thought I would make AJ the XRP, put AJ in the XRP community spotlight today, because I think this is another valid video. Some of the things that are brought up in here speak to some of the contention that has existed historically, and I've spoken about it previously, how news that came out at one time in the past is now refuted or disagreed with in regards to some topics that are covered in this video. So I invite you to go and take a look at this video. I shared the link earlier. I'm not sure if it's still on my paintbrush, but I will share it again for anybody who has just showed up. It's actually a link to this tweet that you can go like, share, do whatever you're gonna do. So with that, let's move on. So I'd love to hear from you guys, what you guys thought about the new banner that I created for this video, trying to get to a point of having a little bit more information out there about what the video will be about each day. And so thank you very much to Jungle Inc. for pointing out that opportunity for me. I will try. I'm really trying to focus in on keeping my energies on finding great stories. So with that, let's move on. So this came up this weekend and I thought it was really interesting. I dug into it and I talked to a couple of people about it. I was trying to talk to one of my friends who works in security this weekend about it, but I just want to touch on it very quickly. Warnings issued after malware is found to have hijacked the Bitcoin blockchain. So Bitcoin blockchain has been hijacked by a new strain of what I'm calling the Guadalupe malware that is used on the network to resist attacks, cybersecurity researchers have warned. So this was actually reported by Microtrends, which works in the security area, for all things security. And, the key thing about this is that the Guadalupe, it's not officially called Guadalupe, but I can say Guadalupe, so it works for me. But this virus, has been around for a while, has many permutations, but the latest permutations, which is actually sort of a pay to play. So anybody can go out on the dark web, buy this malware virus, and deploy it themselves. What it allows you to do is to use the Bitcoin blockchain to as a source of the information that's needed for a command and control server. And the command and control server is really what tells the malware or the virus what to do next and where to go and put its stuff out on in the greater ecosystem. The Guadalupe malware, first discovered in December 2018, is distributed through advertising designed to spread viruses through script and can steal an infected device's browser history, web cookies, account names, and passwords, with a particular variant found to be targeting file sharing websites. So I talked about this, I think last week, get your passwords out of Chrome, anywhere that you are storing it. You want to be using a password manager that is, heavily encrypted and doesn't actually store it in the browser. You share the password when needed, because, if all of these files are being downloaded, you're susceptible to having those stolen, and especially your passwords for your Gmail account, email accounts, or anywhere else that you would be getting information back and forth about, where you have other accounts, because it just makes you more susceptible to having that information stolen, right? It's a lot easier to crack once they've already done some social engineering on you following the attainment of your information. So as I said earlier, the technique of including it in the blockchain. Okay, let me go back here for a second. The malware uses the Electroneum Bitcoin wallet to send Bitcoin transactions that the attackers use to gain access to systems. The technique makes it more convenient for the threat actors to replace the command and control servers. We'd already talked about that. And here is a graphic that sort of explains how it happens. So, you know, somebody I was talking to asked me, like, so is every Bitcoin transaction infected? And like I said, I was trying to reach out to somebody who has more knowledge about this, but based on my own understanding and, you know, just what I've seen about this, it looks as though, you know, what I'm thinking is happening is that a Bitcoin transaction is posted that includes a script that when somebody goes and looks at that transaction, the script actually gets executed, providing the command and control information back to these routers on the bottom that tell it what to do and where to go and get more information. So if you're interested in more information about this, I didn't include the microtrends article. It's a little bit technical. Let's go with a lot technical. But I am including this one for your guys' reference. So let's move on. That was our bot, right? There we go. So next up, you know, in relationship to that, you know, crypto insurers are poised to make a lot of profit this year. And why? Why? Because crypto exchanges can get hacked. So, you know, the value of all cryptocurrency assets hovering near 300 billion and hacks continuing to be unabated, demand for insurance is rising rapidly, says Lloyd's of London, Aon, and the cybersecurity insurance startup Coalition. So I didn't know that they were around, but today, you know, 2 years ago, the market for crypto insurance was non-existent. Coalition CEO Joshua Mota says, so I guess it wasn't Lloyd's of London. It was actually this dude. Today, he thinks it's worth between 200 and 500 million in premium revenue. That's a lot of money. And so what do they get their premiums for? They get their premiums for being willing to you know, provide insurance if anything gets lost. Okay. And I think different exchanges have their own, you know, setup with their insurance. And that's just like our car insurance. The insurance policy that I have is going to be different than the insurance policy that you have, and somebody else might not even have an insurance policy. But, you know, the thing is that, you know, with 300 billion in crypto assets on the planet and less than 1 billion available in insurance coverage, this is still a huge imbalance between supply and demand. So we can definitely expect to see, you know, the need for insurance and insurance solutions continuing to be in the news for cryptocurrency. And I'm interested in seeing how this entire thing plays out, you know, looking forward 5 to 10 years into the future, because if we move to a digitally based currency of some form, and everything is utilizing the blockchain, then we will need more insurance, right? So I found this to be pretty interesting because hacks are definitely on the rise, and, you know, something we'll talk about a little bit later ties into this. So moving on, so Marshall Islands, I don't know if you guys heard about this last year or maybe 6 months ago, but Marshall Islands is positioned to issue a state-backed cryptocurrency. And, you know, currently they use the US dollar as their, you know, as the currency for the Marshall Islands. And the move is to actually move away from that and have their own digital asset that would be used by tourists, used by locals, used by everybody. And the thing that caught my attention about this article is the fact that the IMF is pressuring them not to abandon the US dollar. So, you know, year-long plans by the Republic of the Marshall Islands to escape dependency on US dollars and issue its own state-backed cryptocurrency could soon become a reality. And like I was saying, it's the part about the fact that the IMF got involved. The idea of that for the very own cryptocurrency first surfaced in February 2018 after the passage of the Sovereign Currency Act of 2018. This quickly placed the Marshall Islands on the radar for crypto enthusiasts around the world and the IMF. Well, there was a vote of non-confidence for the leader of the country in regards to this. It didn't go through. She continues to maintain her position, and they are moving forward. They are actually, they've actually put it forward. I don't think I highlighted it 2 months ago. Okay, no. Hein ultimately survived the vote, and the idea of the sovereign remained. That's the name of their token. That's what it would be called. And flying mostly under the radar until the Minister Paul announced earlier this week that they are moving forward. So this will be really interesting, especially because, when we talk about the utilization of the US currency around the globe and the fact that I'm forgetting words right now, but the fact that they want to move off the US dollar and it is actually used as the primary mode and modus transportation for trade around the globe, it'll be interesting to see what happens to this country. Will there be sanctions? Are other countries going to come out and lobby against this? What additional actions is the IMF going to take in regards to this? So it'll be very interesting, but I thought I would share that with you. And so on to the last bit, everything by the gram, huffling and shuffling. So Telegram, and I keep talking about them. And I know nobody, maybe you're listening, but most people are not listening. But I find this more concerning than Libra Calibra, right? Just who they serve online, everybody that wants to be private and secure, and the need that all you need is a SIM card to really have a different account on Telegram. But Telegram last week released the code and their technical white papers for the Tone blockchain. So it's called Tone, but their asset is actually called the Gram, right? Which I think is very interesting, But Telegram, the team behind the 365 million strong encrypted messaging app, right? So 365 million strong users. Now, some of those could be bots. We know that some of them are stealing other people's money, but Telegram is getting ready to release the upcoming blockchain called Tone. It's released code and documentation for the testnet version on Friday so that developers can go out there and figure out how everything works. I think more importantly, they're also giving developers the opportunity to figure out how Fifth will work, right? Which is actually the programming language. It's a brand new programming language that will be used for creating smart contracts on the Tone blockchain. So just one more thing you need to go out there and learn, right? And that's why I think it's so important to get developers over to the XRP, XRPL, is because there's so many different languages that developers need to learn if they want to be developing in this space. But, yes, the XRPL uses JavaScript, C++, C, so, and I believe some Rust as well. So software languages that are already readily being used. But let's keep going. So Tone is, this Tone blockchain is coming out no matter what, unless Telegram wants to give back the $1.7 billion that they raised during their token sale. They have to give it back if they don't release this blockchain next month. And one of the concerns that regulators have about the Telegram blockchain is the number of unsavory people who use Telegram and the encryption and security features that it has, which prevent agencies that try to regulate and protect customers around the globe from actually getting in and doing anything about it. So I think this is going to be a really interesting development. Again, it's coming out next month. If they don't launch their blockchain, then they have to give the money back. All right, $1.7 billion. They've spent some of that money on development efforts. So this is coming out, and I don't really think it's as stoppable as, yes, Telegram is a company. They can go into that company's business and say, stop, right? But it's not getting Telegram's blockchain is not getting the exposure I think it deserves for how bad it could be. So let's keep moving on. Well, and I hope yes. So we are now transitioning, and I actually did pretty good. I'm hoping to keep these things really short. So before we get started, let's go back up to the top, see who is here. So Anthony Jackson was the first here, but Javon says, no, that's not true. Followed by Nate, David D, Jungle Inc., Javon, so I think you were 5 or 6 person here, Javon. Followed by Lionel, who else? Jared Mins, welcome. It's my first time seeing you here. Carl Lewis, Reynold Cantella. Oh, that's a cool name. Ronald Canatella. I like your name. Silhouette Park Farms, no debt but love. Awesome to have you here. Bob Moneybags, SPO, James Pickrell, and many other people. RTB Dutchy, oh my goodness, and I stop on the page where I'm about to start talking about you. Oh, how surprising. XRP Angel Connie, great to have you here this morning. Finley River Kennels, wow, great to have you here, Finley. Finley, oh my goodness. Finley does has a YouTube channel where he often shares great food from Texas, and he offered me up some food. I watch him, all the great barbecue that he has, and it's like, oh my goodness, Shirley George, this is for you. So big shout out to you, Finley. I appreciate you. Sean Schaefer, Tina Hall. Who else? Yes, lots of great people. So I'm interested in hearing the great Pate. Awesome to have you here, my friend. So I'm interested in hearing what you guys think about some of these topics that we've talked about this morning. Does anybody have any questions about the Bitcoin malware that is going on? Because I think, you know, I read a number of articles related to that. Most of them do not do justice in explaining it. Why? Because they aren't technical. Now, this isn't necessarily my area of expertise when it comes to software development. Nonetheless, I do understand the larger concepts and can go and try and find additional information out about it. We have a couple more people here. DMX70, DFW Scratchers, Ferdy. So let me go down to the bottom. Calvin Knight, wow, great, awesome to have you guys here. Thank you so much for showing up. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We do giveaways on Friday if we hit some of those major milestones. I'm still going for 1,000, so if we hit 600, then we will do a giveaway on Friday, which makes you eligible for 50 XRP, well, 25 XRP. I do it twice, right? Ahmed Ali, who else do we have? All right, I've missed a lot of these. Oh, Ahmed, great comment here. Telegram is banned in my country. Yeah, they're banned in a lot of different places, and I hope I don't butcher the name of your country, but I think you're in Bahrain. And so I think they're banned in a lot of different places, but people can use VPNs and other tools, well, really VPNs, to try and access it. So I think it'll be really easy, really interesting. David D says, Anthony Jackson is a heavy user of Telegrams. He is the definition of unsavory. I don't know. He's getting the word out. He's really helping us be unbiased. I think and I shared it earlier. I might still have it on my clipboard here. No, I don't. But Anthony Jackson actually is driving for some unbiased review of Crypto Chico's article or video that he put out, which is that's a pretty big thing to do, right? To not just sit there and laugh, but to actually try and spread a little bit more information about what's going on. No debt but love. The Marshall Islands solution may really hurt their economy. The U.S. provides 60% of the country's funding. Great input. No debt, no love. I don't understand how the U.S. provides 60% of the country's funding. In researching this, I don't say that word anymore. I was going to give away XRP if I said that word, and I was like, no, it's a word in the dictionary. I could definitely say that. But in reading about this, a couple months ago when it came into my spectrum of things that I was looking at, a lot of their money is generated through tourism. So it'll be interesting to see, if sanctions are put against them, what is actually going to happen, right? I agree. So let's get back over to here. So this weekend, I was totally shocked and amazed that RTB Dutchy put me to work. As I've told you guys before, I am notoriously bad at checking notifications and messages. And this man, made it so I have to go out and check notifications and messages. Why? He gifted here for XRP 500 XRP. He bought tickets for 2 groups that he is involved in, I suspect. And so using the information from those lists of people, he was gifted, 76 people were gifted a ticket to the Here for XRP event that is happening November 16th. So, wow, I was speechless. And then Pate, who's here in our discussion here, is like, really? Is that possible? This is what I had to say to that man. Yes, be quiet. But I love the people that are here in the community. I love the people that come and support this channel. And I really want to say a big shout out to RTB for you know, getting behind this, because Here for XRP is really about helping us bring awareness to the XRP fund, raise XRP for the XRP fund so that they can engage developers to develop new solutions that will help individuals like you and me and small businesses utilize XRP and the XRP ledger. So as I spoke about before, transparency is key. And so I want to just hone in on what has been going on with the Here for XRP campaign. Last week, a lot of work didn't happen on this. It sort of got put on pause as other things in the community were going on. Nonetheless, we have a gear here. We have a gear, 726, it's actually 735.9 XRP have been raised for this. And through the raising of this XRP over the last week, I need to bring some attention to some new rules that have come up. But I think it's so pretty. We got a dashboard. We have a dashboard, people. We have a dashboard. Our goal is to raise 10,000 XRP for the XRP fund, and we want to have 100% transparency. So I wasn't sure how much would go to XRP fund today, but I think it's going to be 500 because I'd like to see it go in 500 XRP chunks so that we continue to have something that's measurable and observable on the XRP Tipbot ledger that we can track. So far we've had 33 contributions. And so a big shout out to RTP Dutchy, Jungle Inc., Danny Torres, Jay Vaughn, Adam Kilpatrick, Good XRP, Goop, XRP.com, Crypto Girl, Crypto Community USA, Ken P, George Anopoulos, XRP Carolina, Grendelizer, Tina Hall, Cricket 139, Stephen SPO, King Blue, Patty Alex, Connie Stewart, Albertina Helena, and anyone else who has bought an event ticket since this list was put together. Again, our goal is 10,000 XRP. That isn't going to do a lot for enabling us to engage a developer, but I'm hoping that we could get two small projects developed for that. 500 XRP to get, or 5,000 XRP to have a developer develop something for each project, or one big one. And a community fund is something that is really big in the crypto community space. So there is an event planning timeline that is associated with this. There are lots of things that need to be done. We need volunteers to get involved and help us push this forward. This week, we are defining what our volunteer needs are. And really the volunteer needs that we have are, we need people to really broadcast the message, have people, inspire people to buy tickets and create marketing materials. Next week, we'll be focused in on engaging community creatives, so YouTubers, writers, and anybody that, graphic designers, to create stuff that will really help us bring attention to the XRP fund and to the event that is going on November 16th. There's a bunch of other things. This is the plan, and I've hidden lots of stuff so that it really stays hyper-focused on what we need. We also need donations, and so I'll be working on a donation letter so that we have something that we can just blast out to anybody who might be able to help us get winnable items that can be given away at the event. We want the event to be an awesome celebration of the XRP community. Also coming out this week will be the first draft of, and I'm on the wrong page here, first draft of the XRP Community Choice Awards ballot. This should be an opportunity for us to celebrate the people that we have in our community who really are doing great and funny things, right? As I put it on here, I would like most likely to be a bot, because there are a couple of people that I think might be bots in our community. And Lionel, you're here. I think you might be a bot, but I know you're a man. So it's very, very confusing, my friends. So I'm going to be sending this out to a choice community. If you are interested in reviewing and offering inputs on any of these, please DM Here for XRP, right? Here for XRP. That's the Twitter handle. And oh, don't include us both. Do not DM me directly. I already have enough messages on my side, but DM Here for XRP. I put the name in the chat. you know, the idea is to get a bunch of people doing small little things so that the weight is not heavy on anybody. But this is really important. We need more development happening in our space, and this XRP would help us get there. So moving on. Oh, how does this stuff get? Oh, okay. Well, that's it. It was going to be I saw it for a second. It was going to be another thank you RTB for buying 100 tickets for this event. If you are somebody that has absolutely no XRP, go stalk RTB, go send him DMs, go, you know, like everything he likes and just say, hey, can I have a ticket or something? Harass him how he just set everybody up to harass me and made me in spreadsheets and stuff. But actually, I want to go back to that for a second. So here we have the dashboard. We also have all of the assigned tickets because I was like, what number should we start tickets at? So since we are having our event 11/16 and I'm all about numbers, I thought that was a great number to have tickets assigned to. There's a chance if you go and buy a ticket today, you know, we have another, I believe, 60 tickets to give away. That would be doubled. So anybody that we had, some matching donations were made early on for this. So go buy a ticket. There's no limit on the number of tickets you can buy, but let's go to the event rules because this is very important. So my dear friend, Jungle Inc., and somebody that I respect a lot in the community, has been tipping, using the XRP tip bot to send XRP to the Here for XRP fund. However, he's like doing it on a daily basis with incrementals. You need a ticket purchase is one. You could game the system by doing multiple little ones. So I'm going to, you've been assigned 2 tickets for what you've given because it amounts to 10 XRP, but to avoid other people gaming the system, the transaction needs to come in as 5 XRP so that it's doubled and we don't have people out there gaming it by sending 0.05 XRP and then an opportunity to win an awesome prize. Partial tickets will be added up, like buying a ticket on layaway. No, just got rid of that one, sorry. Partial ticket purchases are not eligible for double entry bonuses. Actually, that's right. We will come back to that. But if you do a bunch of partial tickets, right, you know what I mean? Like incrementally, like a layaway plan, you can buy a whole ticket, but that is really hard. So actually that rule is going away. Partial tickets purchases are not eligible for double entry bonus, as I just spoke about. Each ticket purchase makes the user eligible for 1 double entry for the matching portion of things. And you can gift tickets to other people, which I am ready to do. So after I watch the video that Anthony Jackson shared, I will be, if it is good, if it's a good video, I'm going to gift that individual a ticket because I think this event needs to be somewhere that people in the digital asset cryptocurrency space want to be. So, you know, people that we think need to be here, we need to be getting them tickets. So moving on, I am out of time. However, this is the ledger. If you're wondering what is going on, and this is the ledger I will be using for tracking all of this. There are other people involved, so I'm sorry to keep saying me and I, but I seem to be the person behind the computer pulling some of this stuff together. We need additional volunteers. But before I go, and I missed talking over here today. I need to shorten this, but I also need to be more cognizant about 8:30. I need to have integrity with my work. Can't keep showing up late, people. This guy, Aiden Trading, I want to just point out, this guy just started school. He's our youngest. Thank you so much for my latest subscriber. He is our youngest XRP community member. And I think high school is looking good on this guy. Look at him. He's got some swagger. I can see it in this video. I could hear it in his voice. This man is growing up. Wow, Aiden. Great video put out by Aiden Trading that shares some of the sound clips that came out over this weekend. And yeah, he is a rock star. Look at that guy. He has got swagger. Man, golly gee. All right, let's go back to the comments and see how things are going. Good morning, Rochelle. So happy you showed up. WTF, Mike. Awesome. Hello, welcome. So Ahmed, it says, so it's only okay to harass people we know in Twitter. Only okay to harass people we know in Twitter. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but and I don't know how long ago you said that, but the thing is that at this point, the way that the entire Here for XRP is working, it's totally being run on Twitter. Now we could expand that out, but all of the XRP ticket purchases are trackable on Twitter. We could use Discord and also Reddit. And if you think that there is a large need for that, you know, because they also use the tip bot, so we would be able to pull that. We want full transparency on this. Every ticket purchase goes through here. The way that I know who has purchased a ticket is by going out and pulling the data out of the ledger. So doing it in a different way makes it very difficult. So there's a lot of spreadsheeting going on, I'll call it that, just to make sure that we have full transparency. Also this weekend, you know, XRP tips and, you know, attempts to purchase a ticket that came to the Sincerely George account. I actually sent that back, right? And I'm humming and hawing about what should happen with that, because, you know, the goal is that when we see you here, this is what we will use to then send out the private link for the event that will be happening on November 16th. But I really welcome insight and ideas on how that should work. We need volunteers. So volunteer rule maker, we need them. We need them. He who shows up for the rule, I've got my own favorite quote mixed up. He who shows up for the meeting makes the rules. So show up, you know, send me a DM, send Here for XRP a DM, and let's get the conversation started. All right. So what else do we have going on over here? Sorry to be going up so far. Calvin Knight says, I'm looking at KFN's video of him doing handstands. Nope, not on topic. Sorry. 589 XRP Society. Awesome to have you here. So tomorrow, hey, oh my goodness, I am legend. Oh, how did you end up here? Oh my goodness, I feel so lucky. Wow. So oh my goodness. So this right here, this ballot that we are talking about, one of them, there is a category that is here. Where is it? Deep dive specialist. Yes, rabbit hole investigator of the year. I am legend. If you're not following this person on Twitter, you might want to, because always pulling out deep dive information. And one of the people that I will definitely have on and be putting in for a deep dive specialist award. So we need help. We need help with all of this. I am so happy that everybody is here. Lionel, I just instigated the other two. I don't know what you guys are talking about. XRP Angel Connie says, hi, I am legend. So you are in good company here. All right, guys, sorry. I need to shorten what I'm going to talk about so that I get more time with the chat. Two things that I'm really working on is trying to do news and then sound bites for Here for XRP that I can extract and share so that we can share those out with the larger community, even though they aren't here for everything. David E says, why does Bubba Shipes and the crypto camper feel like he's no longer has to show up? Rockstar Titus or wrestling gig conflicts. I went through withdrawals yesterday. There was supposed to be trivia and I kept doing auto refresh on my browser and there was no trivia. It was horrible. I stayed up past my bedtime for that. Somebody go and talk to those two. Anthony Jackson says, who was the award again? Also, who was in the spotlight today? Oh, AJ, you were in the spotlight, AJ. It was a toss-up. RTB should have been in the spotlight for all of his giving to the project, but you were in the spotlight for helping to dispel myths about XRP and a really, head-on response to Crypto Chico. So multiple people in the headlight today. And I am legend, not just stealing from the musketeers, especially from Farm and Nuts. Good point. All right, well, big thank you. David D says, legend is a legend. Legion. I can't read. All right, I am Legion. You're right. It's just like the Great Pate, right? I'm working on this stuff. I'm sorry. I am Legion is a legend. Yes, I will use that to remember it. Okay, everybody. Well, we're coming to the end. I need people in the community who want to weigh in on what this survey needs to be, who want to develop advertisements that might help get the word out about here for XRP. It will be on Ledger. You will be able to see it. That XRP 500 XRP are transferred over to XRP Fund, hopefully right after this video, and we are good to go. So yes, volunteer. Come help out. Do like, 20 minutes worth of work doing something. Help us retweet this stuff. More information will follow tomorrow, I'm sure. And with that, I'm not saying over and out, even though that camper dude didn't show up, but I will say bye. Oh, one more thing. Wednesday, I have, I won't be doing a live stream on Wednesday. I have somewhere I need to be, and I should be there before the time of this video. So I would really rather be here, but yeah. So I Am Legion says, so many great people. Sam, XRP Researcher, XRP Bank, Crypto Eerie, Hoder, Hammer, Odo, and Oli. I totally agree. But, and the goal is to go through all of them. But I know, it's hard. That's why there's a 1 and a 2. People have to think about this, and we will have the final countdown on Twitter so everybody can see who the runners ups were. And this will actually be on Coil, so the Here for XRP account will be monetized as people are out there humming and hawing about who they should include. All right, everybody, I am out of here. Still 7 minutes late. Gosh, can I show up for my own? We'll see if I'll be able to show up for my own funeral on time. All right, everybody. That's it. Have a great day. Enjoy your week. Go do something great. Feel inspired. And yeah, do something good for yourself and somebody else too. All right. Have a good one. Bye.